Hi guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Don't know if it's still my YouTube channel, but hi guys, welcome back. Today I've got some special guests. They'll introduce themselves, but you would have seen by the title that this is a video about missionary kids, where we are asking different questions, just having a chit chat about what it's like being an MK, growing up as a missionary kid. So they'll introduce themselves.
I am Josephine, but you can call me Jojo.
Hello, my name is Precious Abam.
There is something in being united spiritually as a family, doing those devotions and prayers together. They unite you, they build you up, they protect you and shield you. So I think even if you are a missionary or a minister, I'm putting the two together because I believe we apply to both.
Yeah.
You need to know that regardless of how old, regardless of how busy your ministry is or your mission work is, your family, you should always make time to have spiritual activities with your family.
Yeah.
Whether it's prayer, whether it's fasting together, reading the Bible together, something to build you up. So that's what I wanted to share, because when you neglect it, honestly, you'll just find everyone is fighting. This is happening, that is happening. You open doors for the enemy.
And to add to that, actually, when I look at our family, one thing I love very much about our parents is that my parents don't despise the fact that we're the kids. So I remember there was this point where my sister was like, she felt in her spirit that we needed to pray together. And so she called for a family meeting. And my father was like, you're the one who had the leading, so lead us through the prayers. And that, one time prayer has led to us having recurring meetings. And this was like 2021 or 2022. Like, it's been a while. So for the past like 3 years, we've been having monthly meetings because of that. And to me, it just said so much, the fact that it didn't come from either of my parents. It came from one of the children, but they respect it. And they don't despise, like, if my sister has a word, they listen. If I have a word, they listen. So it's not like, oh, you guys are children, you can't hear from God. No, they have groomed us to a stage where they know that, okay, these guys also hear from God. And most, like, you hardly ever had, like, when there's a word, there's always a confirmation.
That's true.
So it's like, yeah, okay, this is also what God has been saying to us. So I think also respecting your children in that sense of, like, and giving them that liberty to express their gifts within the house. Like, I think it's very, very important. Yeah.
Hearing you guys talk about how ministers' children or missionary kids are living, like they're doing their own thing. So let's talk about relationships.
Oh God.
What's going on?
Why?
No, the door is still open. Our experiences or lack of.
No
Let's
problem.
talk
I have
of
stories.
relation, because it's not like we didn't have those experiences.
No,
It's because some people will say, oh, you guys, maybe because you never experienced it. It's not like we've not had encounters or opportunities or those type of things. But let's talk about our experiences as missionary kids.
For me, my relationship journey, should I say, or interaction with guys in that sense, started when I was 11.
Yay!
I was in boarding school.
Oh, wow.
and
Do your parents know?
yes, they do. My parents. So yeah, when I was 11, a friend of mine, he was a friend then. Yeah, he was still a friend. He told me he had a crush on me, and it was reciprocated. And so as 11, 12-year-old, we were in love the way we understood what love was. But it was the purest form, because our boarding house had strict rules, no holding hands. We did break that rule. But, like, so, like, it was a very pure, it was, like, just, like, a really good friendship. But because of the relationship we had built in our family, I couldn't keep it to myself. So I told my parents. So even at 11, 12, like, my parents already knew. And because I'm Nigerian, I think it's very important we understand this context, because Nigerian households, you don't enter relationships until you're ready to get married. What are you looking for?
Until you're married.
Like, what are you looking for? So no, my parents, it did not sit well with them. I had to break the relationship aspect of the friendship, and it was really difficult because I was in a boarding house and we were in the same dorm. So we saw each other every day and all of that. But that was like my first experience. Then fast forward to when I was in Nigeria. I had my friend and I.
Okay, so that was in Guinea-Bissau.
Senegal. My body,
Senegal.
yeah.
Okay.
So this other experience, my friend and I, we call it heart shattering. It wasn't heartbreaking. It was like a explosion. This guy is a missionary's kid. You know, you would expect that they are the best. And it just felt like everything was, aligning and on point. Long story short, this guy ghosted me. My heart was shattered. I'm serious. First of all, I had a terrible experience with his parents. It was like a Nollywood movie. Like I had a whole, you're my son, never. I was 21.
Okay.
So I was at the stage where
okay.
I could get into relationships. Right. So yeah, I was 31. And I think what made everything worse for me was that at that point my parents were on the mission field and I was like home alone. My sister was in school, I was at home, my parents were on the mission field. And then it was just this devastating experience. I was very trusting, especially because they're missionaries and he's a missionary's kid and all of that. And then he just ghosted me and like didn't speak to me for like a whole year. And then I reached out to him. What would Jesus do? Like,
did you say that to him? You said what would Jesus do?
No, like in my mind, like what would Jesus do? Like, so I tried to reach out, but I do think that sometimes we put ourselves in situations where we don't need to put ourselves in.
Yeah,
many times. So I reached out to him, but I think I also just needed closure. And this guy didn't say anything wrong with what he had. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the story, but like he wanted me to do a training with his ministry, and I asked my dad because the Holy Spirit had told me to submit the relationship to my dad. My dad was like, "Oh wait, because you're in your 4th year, so you only have 1 year of school left. Wait until when you've graduated, then you can do whatever training."
Logical.
Very logical. That didn't sit well with him. He didn't even like probe deeper because to me I was like, you asked me to do something, my answer was wait, and then you ghost me.
Not even no.
Not even no. It was just a wait. And so, but to me that was like a bazooka dodged. Not even like a bullet. It was because if for that little thing you can have such a reaction, then yeah. I've had other experiences, so that because people do feel like we're out of this world. Missionary kids, no. We've had experiences. I've had situationships. But I think these are two, big ones in my mind. So yeah. Now over to you, Precious. Since you were like me first.
Let's go.
No, for me, let me start with the foundation. The foundation is I love novels, right?
Okay.
So growing up, I loved reading novels, and when you read novels, you have this idea in your mind
what is
about
love,
what
how
is
you
love, what is
approaching.
the kind of guy, the cool guy, and
Romanticize
whatnot.
everything.
You romanticize
That's why they
everything.
call them fiction.
Yes, but when you are younger and you are reading them, it's not just fiction. It's like a whole world to you.
Yeah.
So I didn't have relationships. I didn't even start any, but I had crushes.
On people or books.
People. I had no. She's right. She's right. You know what? I wouldn't deny. I had crushes on book characters, and I also had crushes.
I'm so
on
glad I
people.
didn't have any
But the crushes
in my mouth. I just said that.
But the crushes on people that I can count are 3, and they never lasted a month. So what will happen is there was one that was from Kenya, there was one who was a Botswana, but he was thin and he was like one of the cool guys in school. So he will walk around with his gang, and I'll just be like, admiring.
Like the books.
Exactly.
I didn't want to say that.
That's why I started with that foundation. That foundation for me was important because it gave me ideas that the cool kid.
What you read and what you listen to.
And what so I was looking at him like, okay. But he had a girlfriend that time, and he's not a believer, he's not a Christian. He just acts cool in certain things. I'm like, all right. I just one day looked at his face and I'm like, was this the crush ended as it didn't even, I'm telling you, I think it didn't even last a month, that one. I don't act upon the crushes, it's just admiring. But then at some point when he was gone, he also went out of my mind. It was more of the books that influenced me to look at them in that perspective, which is very important, the things you watch and pay attention to.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't had any serious relationship. Even my parents, I'm open about many things. The crushes didn't go anywhere, so I didn't tell them anything about it. But if I'm having, encounters with strange people and what, I go to my mom and say, Mommy, I met this strange guy on the street talking this nonsense. So I was free with my mom to share those things. And I think when she cautions and guides and whatnot, you take that barrier. So I was more open. That's why maybe I didn't have.
I wanted to talk about, okay, I said stand in love, not falling in love.
Yeah.
And the reason I said that is because when we talk about falling in love, you're relying on your emotions. And as a believer, okay, so if
Maybe we'll fall inside, then stand.
but that falling, you might get hurt.
That's
So, like, as a believer, you're not led by your emotions. You're led by the Spirit of God.
That's a very
Yes, you do want to be with someone you're attracted to, but that shouldn't be the first thing or the most important thing. Like, when Precious was talking about her crushes, a lot of it is physical.
Yes.
Like, it's a superficial thing.
Yeah.
It has to go deeper than that. So I think that's where the concept of standing in love, yes, the emotions might, like, they're there, but they're not the primary thing. The attraction is there. It's not the primary thing. First of all, you're led by the Spirit of God. Secondly, your head is on straight. Like, sorry, this is a very Nigerian thing to say. Your head is on straight. Like, you're rational. Yes, you're not being led by your emotions. That's just the basic thing. So you stand in love. Yeah.
I want to just say something. As you were speaking, I remembered what I forgot to say. One thing that also maybe kind of pushes or kind of tries to get us as believers to fall into that line of relationships is the people around us.
Pressure.
Not friends, because they weren't friends, these ladies, but they were gathering and they were like, oh, classmates. Oh, Precious, we were doing some duties together. Oh, Precious, do you have a boyfriend? No.
Do you have a crush?
Do you want to have a boyfriend? No. Why don't you want to have a boyfriend? Because I'm not ready for marriage. What? And I want a Christian brother. No. But you should take sex. If you don't, when you are 30, when you are 30 something, it's not going to be. They talk nonsense, those people. So when they talk like that, oftentimes it can pressure you to fall into. Yeah.
I think at certain points in life of a person that something like this has to be done. This needs to be taken care of. For example, from the baby stage till maybe the child pre-teen stage, there are certain things that need to be taken care of, emphasized, protected, built. And from the teen stage all the way till maybe 20s, early 20s, there are certain things even then. So I feel like even in that stage, most of the time where you find a lot of people going into these things is, yes, the people commenting and everything, but generally people who are in the pre-teen to almost 20s, their emotions are all over the place. So it feels like, oh, I just saw this person today, you're the love of my life. Because your emotions are just doing all kinds of things. So to be surrounded by like-minded teens who grew up in the same place. Like if we grew up, the three of us, together in the same environment,
we wouldn't have been.
We wouldn't have those people telling us, yeah, try this, do this, because you don't know it, I don't know it, we all don't know it. What we know is Jesus, this is the way. But because we are in a stage where, yes, we would have obviously had curiosity and all of that, but because we are helping each other, we don't know it. If I bring that up, Joe will be quick to shut me down and say, please, what are you saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you hold each other accountable.
Exactly. But out there, we are surrounded with people who that's what
that's the normal thing.
Yeah. So when you come with something that seems abnormal, they bring to you what seems normal.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you don't want to be the odd one out.
What are you doing? Don't be the odd one out. So I think that's part of why you find a lot of missionary kids, a lot of pastors' kids, a lot of Christians generally in that stage going off, because there's not a consciousness of, yes, there's the enemy is fighting, there are friends around you, but even in yourself, in your emotions, you are up and down. You need to be very sensitive about what you watch, who you're friends with.
Sorry, I wanted to say something too. When you were talking about the people you're with, like when you're growing up, and you don't want to be the odd one out. I think sometimes also we end up looking naive in such situations because we haven't had certain conversations with our parents.
Yeah.
Which I know I've been going back to parents a lot, but I think it's very important.
The groundwork.
Yeah, how you train a child. So if you train a child, you'd let the child know that this is what people expect, this is what people do outside, but this is why we don't live according to that standard. This is why we have this standard. When a child encounters those kind of situations, they won't feel so lost, they won't feel so naive. Even if people make fun of them, they would still know why they're taking a particular stance.
Why they're doing that.
Like, so exactly. Even when people ask them, but why aren't you doing it? They will have an answer, not because my parents told me so. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just, yeah. So I think it's also very important how you train a child. Like, don't shy away from those awkward conversations. They can actually save your child. So, yeah.
And continuously as well, because I know what helped me also is in our family, things are quite open. And I think sometimes, like I say, you would think you are smart in what you are saying and what you are doing, what you're asking, but your parents are already seeing through you. So there were many times where maybe I would ask a question and my mom or somebody would come and be like, hey,
it's always the mom's joke.
What's going on? There was even a time where I think I wrote a letter in my bag to I don't remember who it was, what the letter was about. I don't remember any of those details. But my mom found that letter and she was like, what's going on here? And I remember, I don't know what I told her, but we had a conversation even then. So on what you're saying, just having those continuous talks, not even stopping. Because even now, at the stage where I am, where it's even at a stage where you are receiving actual proposals, not even relationships now. It's now people really saying, look, I want to marry you. And it's like, okay, mom, this is what's happening. So just them having those continuous conversations where at a young stage, the children don't really understand, but they're hearing you because mommy says they will do it. Then at the stage where they are questioning, but why? Then mommy will explain why. Then at the stage where they're looking, how? Can I? Then mommy will explain, help them, guide them to say, yeah, this and that. But just those continuous things, because I think some parents stop after a certain time. It's like, oh, I told you about this before, so
you already know.
You're good. But those continuous conversations about it, to say relationship is like this, put God first, hear God, don't just go follow anybody that says I love you, you're beautiful. Those type of things really shape a person, because the devil really, he will try and bring in thoughts, feelings, make people feel like, oh, what you're doing doesn't make sense. No, just say yes to this person. Because I can imagine, even in your situation, if you were stubborn and if you didn't listen to family and anybody, you maybe would have tried to hold on to him. You say, hey, I'll come and do it. I'll leave school. I'm coming. And then you might, who knows where you would be, you know. So I just think that guidance is so key. For me, I'm grateful.
And key word on guidance, not control. Because when you get to a certain age, it's the guidance. They're like your confirmation in certain things. They're
your guardians. You can't deny
the
that
voice of reason.
Because the issue is we think we know, and I think Pleasant has been saying that we think we know, but it's as we grow older that we come to know.
I feel like sometimes we misunderstand the kind of connection you're to have. I think those are the words. You misunderstand the kind of connection you're to have with a person. I think it was a couple of years ago I started to realize it, that sometimes people who I feel like, oh, I like this person, or like this person is cool, I ended up seeing that this is not a connection for marriage or like a romantic relationship, but there's a different kind of, maybe you're to work together to achieve something. So I think it's very important to be able to understand the kind of connections we have with people and live based on those connections in the godly way.
As you're speaking, I'm just remembering there's a lady who she posted on Instagram. She said, I think she heard her pastor or somebody saying that sometimes when God reveals a person to you, I'm just linking it to what you said, like you as a sister, God reveals a brother to you. The first thing you're thinking is,
this is my man.
This is for me. This is my man. God, you're saying it. It's done.
Meanwhile, God wants you to pray for the person.
Mm.
And you go ahead and you start pursuing a relationship that God simply wanted you to pray for that person.
Yeah.
So as you're saying, I'm just thinking about it that we misunderstand the connection to say, oh, okay, I have this connection with a person. It doesn't mean that's your husband. It doesn't mean that's your wife. Simply, it might be, oh, this is a person who will help you in your journey. This might be a destiny partner. Concluding remarks. Missionary kid hearing this, wherever they are, they understand that see the value in God that your parents have seen. You know, it's the same thing as if your parents were business people and they were working hard, and you want to see the value in that. If they are Christians and they've said, this is the life I want to live, they didn't make a mistake. They didn't make a mistake. So value it and learn to grow in it as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, for me, I think I come from two angles. First, if you have a call to be a missionary, and one thing that is holding you back is what will happen to my kids. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Like, we are living testimonies, like, that God can take your kids to the peak. Like, yeah. So, I mean,
Even
enough
further than others who are not missionaries.
kids, yeah. Because I think from the two families, we're five, right? We have a doctor, a lawyer, a journalist,
graphic designer,
What?
environmental scientist,
the one you can't pronounce,
masters holders.
yes. So, like, and it pays to serve Jesus. Honestly, that hymn, "It pays to serve Jesus," is very true. So don't hold back. Whatever God is calling you to do, it doesn't even have to be like full-time missions or ministry. But whatever God is calling you to do, don't hold back, irrespective of the fears you might feel. He who calls is faithful. So just go there, and you will see that he's going to take care of everything. And then I think the second angle I would take is, if you're an MK or a minister's kid and you're hurt by something that your parents did or didn't do, please forgive them. They're also human. They make mistakes. Don't allow your parents' mistakes to hold you back from a wonderful relationship with God. You're depriving yourself of something wonderful if you feel like you're directing your anger against your parents towards God. So my advice would be, experience God for yourself. Have your own encounters with God. Know God for yourself. Read the Bible for yourself. Grow for yourself. Not for your parents, not for someone else, but for yourself.
Yeah, thank you guys. I think for me, there are many things I could say, because I know the people watching this video are not all missionaries or missionary kids, but just anyone, believer or non-believer. I think what I really got today is the importance of starting young, building the right foundation. And I think whoever, if you're planning to be a parent, if you are a parent, just really invest in the time with your child. Don't be focused on work, on ministry outside, but start with your family at home. You know, although we have our different experiences and in our different ways we might have gone astray, but we never went far. We never did things that you can say, oh, those were wayward children, because we had a solid foundation. And glory be to God, it's not by ourselves, but it's really just because of the grace of God and the effort that our families put in to really invest in us at those young stages. And there was something I said the other day. I think I was giving my testimony, and I never said it like that, but I want to say it again, that, you know, growing up, when our parents would tell us, don't do this, don't do that, it, to us, to people, it could seem like isolation, control. But I like to think of it now like consecration and not isolation.
And
guarding, because it was them setting us apart, say, no, this you can't do, be like this, don't follow this. Although you can see other Christians doing it, it doesn't mean you should. Our mother likes to say, others may, you cannot.
Oh my goodness. You didn't grow up in the same house. Like, before she even said it, I just knew.
So things like that, you know, as Joe said, know God for yourself, know Jesus for yourself, because he will define your life for you. He will define the standard of your life for you. And the truth is, his standard is not mediocre. So it wouldn't even be like saying, oh, he's defining my standard. My standard is that it's okay to live anyhow. That's not, his standard is one. And his standard is clear. And it's not an impossible thing. It's not something that you can say, oh, it can never be done. It cannot be achieved. We are with our testimonies of that, and we too are still a work in progress. But we can say that this far we've seen that it's possible. There are things that we have not done because the Lord has kept us. He's given us that grace to keep ourselves in certain ways and to please him with our lives. So invest in the lives of your children. Take the necessary disciplines. Be hard if you need to be hard. In love, yes. Be strict and don't feel like, no, other families, what are people going to say? This is your family, your future. And the truth is, in heaven, you will have to account. And I know that many parents might not know this, but if you don't invest in the life of your child now, when you know the truth and teaching them the right things, at the end of the day, you will have to account and tell God why you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So this is bigger than us. It's bigger than us here. We don't have kids, but when our children come, I think these are things that I've learned from them and I'm carrying into my own family.
Amen.
So that's just it. I think you guys have been so awesome. This has been great.
MKs are the best. Just saying.
You know the number of times we had to record this video because the video would stop. We even lost some footage, but it's all to the glory of God, and all that he wanted us to say, we believe we've said.
Amen.
So with that, we've come to the end of this video. Please like this video.
And please share.
And please subscribe.
And we will see you in the next one.
Bye. You're
Lord,
not supposed to
I'm
fall
still
in
here.
love. You stand in love anyway.
She's not.
Before they come and say that, see the missionaries' kids, see their empty plates. This is what we're saying.